Bali FM, the best radio.
Hello and welcome to Bali FM. We are your hosts, Ana Romano
and Rodrigo de Julian.
Today is Wednesday, the 22nd of February, and we have a great show prepared for all of you this morning.
First, we will be making some morning announcements. Remember that next week we have exams and the regional class on Friday and on Monday. And also, the school lunch for today is spaghetti bolognese, the Spanish omelette with salad and fruit.
So, today our first section will be our Spilling the Tea section presented by Jose and company. So, Jose, what do you have prepared for all of us today?
Well, today we have some spicy things, so hello to everyone. Today we're going to talk about something very spicy for all people who are a little aware of the most viewed program in Spain, the Island of Temptations.
Last Monday program was very heavy. There were fading infidelities and crying.
The confrontation bonfires were very hard, especially for Elena. What do you think?
I think it was very hard for her since she kept betting on her partner while he was sitting on her with Maria, one of the temptresses in the other villa.
I think it's terrible that Elena kept thinking about him.
I totally agree. What a lack of respect, on top of that she is suffering a lot.
And despite the warnings of her college, she was still bidding on the relationship.
The most heavy thing is that when she showed the images, she fainted.
Oh my god.
Now, we would like to listen to the opinion of our guest here, and it's, what do you think of these gossip programs, the ones about gossip and infidelities and all that stuff?
To be honest, I haven't really watched that many of them. I think I did watch one or two, one Spanish one, and I think there's one American style one. And I think they're kind of interesting that's there for entertainment. Because I don't really think it says... I mean, I find it interesting that I've never seen Island of Temptation, but if you know that you have a partner and there's TV cameras there, I don't understand people's motivations for going on it, really.
Yeah, some people think that it's vulgar or that it's all fake.
Yeah. I mean, I think they've been going on for so long that everybody knows about them, so they know how to play the game. So, whether it's fake or not, I don't know. It's a cheap way of making programs. Reality shows are cheaper to make than dramas and things like that. So it's just cheap entertainment, is my view.
Well, I totally agree with that.
And I have another question. What do you think about infidelities?
It's difficult. It's well, you may or may not know that I used to be a psychotherapist and I'm a trained relationship counsellor. The boundaries of a relationship are for each individual to negotiate. So I don't know what boundaries these people in these programs have negotiated with their partner. I mean, I don't think you can just assume that someone's going to be only with you. These are things that you have to negotiate as a couple. So I don't know what people go in there thinking, and I do realise that a lot of these people are very young. So I don't know what kind of ideas they have, and things change as time goes on. People have different types of relationships.
No, because this is really interesting, because this program, people are going there to be unloyal, right? If I'm not wrong, like couples go to the program and there's a few girls who want to be with the boyfriends of the couples, right?
Yes.
So
do they go there as a test? I mean, do they know what they're going for?
Yes.
So they go with their partner and what, you win money if you are not unfaithful? What happens?
I don't know, but I think that if the person that was así no.
keep going, search.
That I think that the person who gets unloyal with the person that do he earns money.
Gets expelled? Or
No. He gets money for the program.
Oh, so you get money if you're disloyal?
Yes. Or the opposite.
Or the opposite, I don't know. If you say faithful, you get money, or if you're disloyal, you get money. If you're
No,
unfaithful.
if you are disloyal, but the person who are with you being disloyal.
Ah. So if your partner is unfaithful, you win money.
No.
I have no idea what this program's about. It sounds very
This
ridiculous
program
to me.
makes no sense, to be honest. In my opinion, it's not a good program. It's just for cheap entertainment. I don't know what you girls
And
think.
how long are people there for?
How long are people there for?
I think that's a lot of time. A month, maybe.
Yeah, 3 weeks. 3 weeks, 1 month.
I find it really interesting that couples could go on a TV program and for 3 weeks and not remain faithful. It's not like it's impossible. You know, it's not like it's 10 years.
They're searching
Sounds
for it.
ridiculous to me.
Well, enough about this program. Now, speaking of couples, have you girls heard about the new confirmed couple in the celebrity world?
Yes, it's the famous Kendall Jenner and singer Bad Bunny.
It's a very top couple.
Kendall Jenner of the Kardashian family had long been rumored to be dating a very close friend of the Kardashian family, but by the looks of it, the singer has filled her heart.
Surely his family will be happy about the union of the two, and many of them mainly for money.
Well, then we can already confirm that the song about love that the single will release may be destined for our celebrity Kendall.
Okay, and with this, I think that we are done for today, and we will continue to report more gossip about the lives of celebrities.
To roam above the sea, and this story stays with me.
Well, that was really interesting. I think that was an amazing discussion about reality shows. I definitely think it has a certain public to it, but yeah, it's definitely very popular in the last couple of years. However, before we keep going on with our sections, we'll be going on a short commercial break, so don't go anywhere.
Tired of leaving school and having to take the bus? Do not suffer anymore. Now, with our premium limousine service, you can go home comfortably, and the best thing is that you will not have to share a seat with anyone. Before, at 50 euros a month, now only at 49.99. Do not miss this incredible offer. Call now and get your premium limousine service.
Have you ever dreamed of being able to know what someone is thinking? Imagine knowing everything that people think of you without them really knowing that you read their thoughts. Here at Valley FM, we bring you an app called Did You Know That? Download it now.
Did you know that there are only two countries where Coca-Cola does not exist? These are North Korea and Cuba.
You want to learn more facts like this? Listen to our section on Valley Podcast.
This
is Valley FM.
Are you struggling to pass that stupid subject? Do you need some help with the next exam?
We have the best cheat notes of Fancinaro. We cover everything from ACE exams to bachelor exams.
Buy two and receive a free German cheat note. Brutal cheat notes. Simply brutal.
Es la leche.
Hey, did you hear Valley FM's back?
That's groovy.
Are you tired of watching Netflix alone? Did you cry watching Monsters Inc.? Do you want an Emma Watson, Scarlett Johansson in your life? Do you spend more time in the friend zone than in your own home? Then download Salupa, a dating app for El Valle students. With this app, you will find your own Kate Beckett. Salupa, the best choice for your lonely life.
Not getting
Hello and welcome back to this radio show. Now that we have heard about this gossip section, that of course is one of the favorites of our public, we're going to start with Jorge's cinema section. That they are, of course, are going to talk about cinema, and it's going to be presented by Jorge and Jorge. So, guys, hello.
Good morning and welcome to Jorge's Cinema.
To start with, we're a new section in which we'll be presenting every 2 weeks new movies, actors, all-time cinema, classic soundtracks. Well, you can imagine what this is about. This is more like a podcast conversation show, so we are sure today you will be learning something and having things to watch this weekend. So let's start.
And first of all, today we bring a special guest to start with this show. Please give a warm welcome to Barry, who will be talking about All Quiet on the Western Front.
Hey guys, thanks for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. So,
well, as you said, the BAFTAs were this last week, and All Quiet in the Western Front was who take it, but not a big matter because, in my opinion, and in all the cinema fans, the BAFTA aren't as much important as the Oscar or any other prize or any other
award, I think
awards.
Yes.
So now we have elaborated different lists or tops about top 5 films of all time, and there we will talk about from our subjective point of view, and we have made also a global top all 5 films from an objective point of view. So Barry, if you want to start with your top 5.
Okay, I think that the top 5 movies I like the most, I will probably go with the first one, and my favorite movie is The Departed, then probably Dark Knight.
Well, I like that.
Yes, very
I like that.
Nice movie.
Heath Ledger,
yes.
much better than
any other Joker. Best Joker. Then 7, with Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman. Then another of Brad Pitt, Fight Club, and probably of the Mafia, Godfellas is my favorite.
I like that.
Besides the Godfather and any other Godfellas is the one.
Okay, you mean Goodfellas? Sorry.
Goodfellas.
It is The Godfather, but Goodfellas.
I thought it was like Godfellas,
Yeah,
like
no,
when
but
you
if you
say.
pay attention, if you read it, you realize that it has. It's
It
good.
has
It's
two
the
O's?
word good. It's two.
I always
two
thought
O's,
that
two
it
O's. It's
was
Goodfellas.
Godfellas, like it,
No,
it
yeah, I
was
know,
like
because it's
5
same.
years I saw it for the first time.
It's a similar film to The Godfather. So you think, oh, it must be God, but Godfather doesn't really. It's not really a word in English. Goodfellas, however, is like 2 words put into one.
We are going to talk also about the Godfather, but now Jorge, what is your top?
I have like my top 5 is like, I think it's not very popular, but my favorite movie all time is Someone Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest from Jack Nicholson as the
Main role,
the main character. And it's like a crazy movie. I love that crazy movies, and you can show it in the top 2 also. The Pulp Fiction is also a great movie, crazy deaths, and all in a final that is perfect. Also, my third is The Silence of the Lambs. I love that movie. Terror, also
Thriller stuff, right?
Yeah.
It is also one of my favorites.
It's also from a crazy.
Yes.
It's also craziness. 12 Angry Men.
Ooh, love that one.
You love that one?
Yes.
I'm surprised that you guys appreciate that, unless they've made a remake that I'm not aware of.
No.
But if it's the
No,
black
no.
and white
The
film
original.
with,
Yeah,
with
black and white
what's his
film.
name, Henry Fonda in it?
Yeah, Henry
Great film.
Fonda.
Yes.
Great.
It's a great movie.
And then in the last one, probably some people will disagree me. 2001: A Space Odyssey from Stanley Kubrick.
2001, yes.
It's a movie that is a lot of people hate that because it's 3 hours movie.
Not my kind of people.
Not your kind of people.
I really love that film. It's one of my favorites
You
of
like
all
it?
time. Yes. I love Kubrick. Everything he does.
Everything
Like
Kubrick.
even I don't
Full
know a
Metal
video that he
Jacket.
took about if he had taken a video of him taking a shit, that would have been one of the best movies of all time.
Kubrick is, for me, is like one of my favorite directors. I love Full Metal Jacket, all the critics in that movies. And also like a special is out of the top 5 for me, but Apocalypse Now. because my favorite scene is there. Is the one that is on the plane over Vietnam from the Americans and all that stuff. I think it's with the music, the ride of the Valkyries, it's great.
And now I'm going to talk about my top 5. I think I choose a lot of films from the past century. And the first one is The Godfather, the second part, because I think that is the perfection make film. It's great, the actors, the music, the director, the plot, everything is great, the time, very enjoyable. Then I will go with Interstellar because Nolan is one of my best favorite directors. I think that these films that make you think about what you have seen are very good and they make a lot of good things for cinema and this culture.
It was made with science and
yes, with scientists and Nobel Prizes. They participate in the script. I also go for Cinema Paradiso, that I watched it many years ago with my mother, but I think that is very good film. You may cry if you are very sentimental with this film, and it's very personal, this film for me. Then, as Jimenez said, I will go with Apocalypse Now. One of my favorite scenes in cinema history is there, with the Valkyries, Wagner music. I think it's great. Also Marlon Brando, that is one of my favorite actors. And
who's only in the film for 5 minutes or so.
But
the best 5 minutes of the film probably, and
it's him.
Some of the best in history, in the history of cinema.
And then for the last I will go with The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, mainly because I love Western films, and also the soundtrack I think is greatness.
The other day I watched, this is only some partly related, but I watched, since you mentioned Western, the other day I watched John Ford's The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, which I thought was great. I don't know if you guys have watched that one.
I didn't watch
Maybe it's
it.
an old one, but we don't. It's not perhaps very popular.
I don't remember.
In popular culture. The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, and it's great. It's got what's his name, John Wayne in it, and overall the film is really enjoyable in that you don't really get bored at any time.
Well, I will watch that.
Also, James Stewart is in it.
James Stewart.
If you know who that is, yes. James Stewart and John Wayne. So yeah, a good one.
So now for to end with the show of today, I'm going to list what for us are the 5 best films, and Jorge and Barry will debate for a short period of time. In the number 1 we've put The Godfather, number 2 The Godfather Part 2, number 3 Schindler's List, number 4 Pulp Fiction, and number 5 12 Angry Men. So what do you think about this top?
I think that we made a mistake with Schindler's List, because for me it has to be or the first or the second maybe, but Godfather 2 in front of Schindler's List for me.
It would be Schindler's List.
Schindler's.
Schindler's.
Yes. Very good.
Schindler's List, and maybe Pulp Fiction is also for me in front of Godfather 2, so it will probably we here. I don't well.
Yeah, I think the same of The Godfather 2, because I didn't enjoy the film as the first one. I watched the 3 straight, like in 3 days.
Yes.
And the second one, also the third is.
I already have it in my house, like the DVD. Trilogy.
Well, guys, this section was amazing. I don't know anything about cinema, but I'm sure that these movies are just gorgeous.
Can we like finish the section with like we are going next in 2 weeks presenting the Oscars and all that stuff, so it's like a little. Okay, so thank you all for listening. We hope you will be in front of the TV this weekend watching something new, and we accept recommendations from the audience, so the comments are open for all of you. We will be back in 3 weeks talking about the 2023 Oscars.
And one last thing, we want to wish a happy birthday to our mate from the sports section, Jesus Llorente, who is turning 18 today.
So happy birthday, Jesus.
So thank you.
Thank you to you.
Thank you.
So won't you please
have our next section, that is the one about current affairs, that we will be talking about Russia, Ukraine, and different stuff and topics. It's going to be presented by Álvaro, Iker, Morato, Graciano, Rupe, Jorge, and Alexis. So, what do you have for us?
So, good morning, guys. Today I will be introducing a very difficult topic, that is house occupation, with the collaboration of Álvaro and Dani. In the last days, the level of illegal house occupation and squatters has increased in a 35%, causing a lot of people to lose totally the possibility to occupy their houses, without any right to expel these people because of the law. The quantity of them doesn't stop growing because the combination of different factors, as the increasing of the global prices, the evictions, and the pressure made by the banks. This is causing a social unhappiness in the society, because you have to pay your own house for the other people to live in, and you can do anything to avoid it because the law is so badly done that owners that suffer this are not able to break into the house or start a trial process. So the squads of house expellers are increasing in Spain.
Well, Barcelona and especially the districts of San Andrés register the highest occupancy rates. In Madrid, the level of occupation remains low compared to the communities like Castilla y León, Murcia or Valencia, where the number of squatters has increased due to the evictions caused by the tax increases. Also, in the last 2 weeks, complaints about squatters have increased by 40% throughout Spain. But the real problem are the government measures on the subject, taking more than 48 hours to evict the squatters.
There are two different types of crimes that punish the illegal squatting of homes. If you return from vacation and have occupied your home, it is a crime of home invasion, punishable by up to 2 years in prison, and the eviction is immediate. On the contrary, if no one lived in the house and was unused, it is a minor crime, that a usurpation of housing punishable by a fine, and it can take years to evict the occupants. Right now, the rule has certain points of contention. If the police act in the first 48 hours of the squatting, the eviction does not require a court order. If more time passes and squatters change the lock, something usual in these cases, the home becomes inviolable for its new uses and can only be acted against under of a court order.
Now, moving into international news, the United Nations says tens of thousands of civilians have fled the self-declared Republic of Somaliland and crossed the border into neighbors Ethiopia following fighting between regional government forces and local militias. And most of those arriving are women. Additionally, more than 180,000 people are believed to have been internally displaced and settled in 66 camps within Somaliland. Somaliland declared its independence from Somalia in the early 1990s, but hasn't been internationally recognized. Tensions have however, been fermenting in recent months after elections were delayed.
Now we are going to talk about Russian-Ukrainian, the breaking news. Russian President Vladimir Putin on Tuesday announced the suspension of Russia's participation in the new Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty, the last step pact signed with the United States for the reduction and control of nuclear weapons. Putin, who indicated that Russia must be prepared to carry out nuclear tests if the United States carries them out first, pointed out that is not a question of voting. The treaty completely based on the suspending participation, and he made clear during his speech to the Russian Federal Assembly, almost a year after the start of Russian invasion of Ukraine. Many analysts expect Ukraine resistance to crime in days, but for a year the Ukrainian military has faced down a much larger force, rolling back the Russians initially gains in the Kharkiv and Kherson, holding the line in the whole contested Donbas regions. In the province, Ukrainians have inflicted stunning loss of the Russian armies and laid bare the outdomes tactics. State leaderships and breathing more for a force more impressive and parade than on the battlefield. Tomorrow, 1 year of the war, how Ukraine defied the odds and many still defeats Russia.
Now, one of the most important news at the moment, on May 3, 2007, Madeleine, who was 3 years old at the time, vanished from her bed at her family's vacation apartment in Praia da Luz, Portugal. The McCanns, the parents, were visiting from the United Kingdom, where they lived. In September 2007, the McCanns themselves were named suspects by Portuguese police. The focus on the parents came after forensic tests revealed traces of Madeleine's blood in a car they rented 25 days after Madeleine's disappearance. In mid-2020, German authorities identified Christian Bruckner, a man in his 40s, as a suspect in the case, but he hasn't been charged with anything yet.
In April of 2022, Portuguese prosecution said there was an official suspect in the case in a statement, according to Reuters. Authorities did not reveal the name of the alleged individual, but said that he has identified as a suspect after they acted on the rescue made by German and British police. Julia Wildet, a 21-year-old woman from Poland, has gone viral for her claims of being Madeleine McCann. Wildet first gained attention after she created an Instagram account with the handle "I am Madeleine McCann" and bio that reads, "Help me, I need to talk with Kate and Harry McCann." Wildet has been using the account, which has over 500,000 followers. The 21-year-old she is claiming that she has a flick on her leg and a speck in her age, in the exact same place that Madeleine, and also believe that she looks similar to Madeleine's parents, Kate and Harry McCann. She also claims to be the victim of a German pedophile who she believes to look similar to one of suspect list. The case remains unsolved to this day.
Okay, so this was the international situation. Before moving on, we have our famous ads, so don't go.
Gains at the gym?
Are you tired of not getting any chicks?
Are you tired of being fat and ugly? Become only ugly.
With our new Matcha Whey Protein, you will become the Arnold Schwarzenegger of your neighborhood's gym.
Matcha Whey Protein is not only really healthy and helps you to supplement your diet, but it also has the magic that you need to get big.
Matcha Whey Protein, available at your local store.
Eat big and get big.
Matcha Whey Protein.
Valley FM, the best radio.
Valley FM. Everything the light touches is the valley. Valley FM. It's not the valley of the fallen, it's the valley of the rockers.
Are you tired of trance music? Do you want to escape of reality for a few minutes? Just listen to Nothing Good's band new single, Nerd, which will be released the next month in Spotify and YouTube. Its components are former students of this school who created the group in 2018. The last year they released 2 singles, Wilco and Late Night Club, and also gave several concerts. Don't forget to listen to this single when it's released, because Nothing Good is the band of the moment.
Finally, we have our weekly sports section presented by Juan and Company. So guys, what happened in the world of sports this week?
Good morning. Welcome to the 3rd edition of Weekly Sports.
Sports.
Today we have something very important to say.
Happy birthday, Jesus! Thank you all. And also thanks to the cinema section.
Also today we bring up some real interesting topics. First we'll talk about the weekly updates in the world of basketball. Hi Hugo. We have breaking news from America, right?
Yes, Juan. Russell Westbrook finally will not move from Los Angeles. The NBA player who was traded by the Lakers to the Utah Jazz this winter transfer market has bought his freedom to finally play for the rival Los Angeles Clippers. And he will be teamed up with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, with the uncertainty of which version will be seen. whether it will be the one he showed in the Lakers or the one that made him become one of the best players in the NBA. Also, the All-Star game that took place this Monday in Salt Lake City, in which the captains of the teams LeBron and Antetokounmpo choose their players. The game was won by the Antetokounmpo's team, in which the MVP went to Jason Tatum, with the record scorer in an All-Star game, with 55 points.
Apart from the game, the NBA All-Star stands out for his dunk, 3-point and skills contest. The dunk contest was won by Mac Malone, a player who belongs to the Philadelphia 76ers squad with a dual contract to play with the Delaware Blue Coats of the NBA G League, who left us impressive dunks measuring only 1.88 meters. The 3-point contest was won by Damian Lillard, and from this contest stands out the first round of Tyrese Haliburton, who tied the contest record with 31 points, but he lost due to the bad second round he did. Other players like Julius Randle and Jason Tatum, who are big stars in the league, did not have their best contest. Finally, we have the skills contest, in which the Antetokounmpo team, the rookies and the Utah Jazz participated. The first round was won by the rookies team, the second by the Utah Jazz, and the third also was won by the Utah Jazz team with a clear difference compared to the other two teams, and that is why they came out winners of the contest.
Well, thank you very much, boys. Well, now we are back to Europe to talk about Spanish basketball and the ACB Cup. This was held in Badalona last weekend, from Thursday to Sunday, the day on which Unicaja de Málaga, led by Tyson Carter, was proclaimed a champion by a difference of only 3 points against Lenovo Tenerife in a very interesting match. Unicaja reached the final after defeating the two favorites to win the title, Barcelona in the first round and Real Madrid in the second round, playing two great matches at an amazing level that surprised everyone. The rival at the final had an easier way to it. They faced Gran Canaria in the first round and the local team, Juventud de Badalona, in the second round, in a very attached match in which they won by only 1 point, achieving the pass to the final. From here, we want to congratulate all the fans from Unicaja who had not won a national title since 2006. Now, here arrives the updates in the world of football. Jesus, what do you have to tell us about what happened last week in Europe?
Yes, after a week, the Champions League returned with two incredible games. Liverpool and Real Madrid faced at Anfield, where the Spanish team managed to smash 2-5 the English club with an incredible performance by Vinicius, Nacho or Fede Valverde. In the first 15 minutes of the game, Liverpool was able to go 2-0 up with a hit goal by Darwin and a goal by Salah, taking advantage by an error of Courtois. Then Vinicius scored an incredible goal in which Alisson couldn't do anything. 5 minutes later, Vinicius also took advantage of a defensive error which helped to even the match. Then Liverpool was subdued and Real Madrid scored another 3 goals, 2 of Benzema and 1 of Militao. In the other game of the night, Napoli won 2-0 with an incredible performance by Kvaratskhelia, as he got a penalty which he missed and gave 2 assists. In the other side, Eintracht have lost his main player Kolo Muani, as he was sent off and won't play the second leg. And regarding today, we have another 2 exciting matches ahead of us. Leipzig against Manchester City in Germany and Inter against Porto at San Siro. Finally, on Thursday, Manchester United will receive Barcelona at Old Trafford to decide which club qualifies to the Europa League quarter-finals. Sevilla will have to visit PSV to try to also qualify to the quarter-finals.
Thanks, Jesus. Now we have Friedman. Today you bring us Piqué's new business, right?
Yes, today I'm going to talk about Kings League. This project was created by Gerard Piqué, as you said, a great legend of Football Club Barcelona. He stopped playing this year, so this is why he starts his project now. A league of football where the presidents are streamers. The most innovative thing is the way they select the football players. The players are selected by a draft, in which the president chooses 10 players, and there are also the 11 player and the 12 player, where the 11 player is chosen by anyone, and it's a permanent player, and the 12 is for rotation. This idea has been such a success with great numbers of waivers, reaching the point that the president of the La Liga was scared about the high numbers of waivers and attacked the Kings League, calling them a circus. And if that wasn't enough, the Kings League is going to span 2 more countries. Is this the new generation of football?
Thanks, Daniel. Now, Fer is going to tell us about one of the news of the year, isn't it?
There is a news which has been very shocked regarding to the world of soccer, and it is the bribery that kept and is rumored to keep with the arbitration with Football Club Barcelona. Undoubtedly, the soccer fans is a truth that we had been knowing for a long time and has finally come to light. Because if we look back just where the accusations are, specifically between 2014 and 2018, Barca practically did not give any penalty and did not get red cards. Undoubtedly, a regrettable act in the sporting field, and we realize how small a team Barcelona is. Now the debate is that many fans are calling for the club to be sanctioned in some way. Many of them are calling for the club to be relegated to the Spanish second division. In my opinion, it would be a good punishment for what happened, and on top of that, it is a league in which they would be at their true level and could fight to stand out.
Well, now we have the quick question of the week. Do you think that Barcelona should be downgraded one division because of Negreira's case?
Yes, but not only to a second one, but to a second ref.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, of course. Well, today's section ends here. Goodbye, see you next week.
Thank you for that. That was everything we have prepared for all of you today. Because of the midterm exams, we will not be with you next week, but we are sure our substitutes will do a fine job. As always, a special thanks to our guests for bringing such good content and to our technical team that makes this show possible. So get ready for more fun next week.
Bali FM, the best radio.